kindergartners, welcome back to your TV classroom. Today is Tuesday, January 26th. How are you doing today? I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. I had a great evening with my family last night. We went for a walk and Oliver got to play on the playground. And I was just telling Mr. Kevin and Miss Oslin that I keep forgetting to put a picture of Oliver in the PowerPoint. So I have a mental note to do that today when I'm working on my next PowerPoint. So soon you will get to see a picture of Oliver. Now, before we begin our learning today, it's important we check in with our zones. And I know that Mabel looked a little different, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So, our zones. What zone are you in today? How are you feeling? Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling content? You're ready to go. Your brain feels good. Your emotions feel good. Your body feels calm. Are you kind of excited or nervous or worried or are you mad? Which one are you today? I'm in the green zone. I'm having a green zone kind of day. I'm not tired yet. I'm feeling okay. My brain is starting to feel a little bit sluggish, but I can do it. Okay. Now, it's one of my favorite days of the week. It's True or False Tuesday. Are you ready? Is this true or false? If you have one and you hold up three more, will you get two? 1 and 3 more. If we add 1 to 3, hold up one finger and then hold up 3 more fingers. Do you get 2 fingers? No. You get 4 fingers, not 2. Okay. Hold up no fingers. Then hold up 5 more fingers. Did you get 5 fingers? True. That one makes the true disappear. I picked the wrong blue. Oops. Okay. Hold up 2 fingers. And then we're adding, it says plus, but 2 more fingers. Do you get no fingers? No. Ooh, false. Hold up 4 fingers. And then we're adding, hold up 5 more fingers. Do you get 9 fingers? True, woohoo! Hold up 5 fingers. And we're adding 5 more fingers. How many fingers do you get? 10, it's true. Hooray. Okay, today we're learning to use position words to describe where an object is. Now, before we begin, I need you to go grab a few things, if you have them. If you don't have these things, you need to grab about 6 items to use, okay? So, you need your learning buddy. That's important. Now, you don't need to have your learning buddy up on something. I'm doing it so I don't have to lift up Mabel when we're putting things places, okay? So, you need your learning buddy. You need to have some kind of marker or some kind of pen, a crayon, a pencil, maybe some scissors and a ruler, just like supplies for school, okay? And you need to have 5 different school supplies. So quickly, I'm gonna give you 1 minute to go gather 5 different school supplies, okay? If you don't have school supplies, just 5 different objects. It can be anything. They just all need to be different because we're going to describe them. All right, ready? Go. And Mr. Kevin, we can get off of this slide and just be me. Okay, are you back? All right. What you're gonna do is you're gonna listen to my directions. Now, if you have scissors, marker, crayon, pencil, ruler, you're gonna follow the directions. If I say to put your ruler somewhere, you need to put your ruler that place. If you have a different object, you just pick one of your objects and put it where I tell you to put it and check, okay? So the first object we're gonna use is scissors. So get your scissors. Put your scissors in front of your learning buddy. Hold your scissors in front of your learning buddy. You ready? They should be in front of your learning buddy. See how I put my scissors in front of Mabel? Okay. Now, marker. Hold up your marker. Put the marker above your learning buddy. Above. What does above mean? Above your learning buddy. Put your marker above your learning buddy. Say above. Great job. Okay, we've done scissors and marker. Put your crayon next to your learning buddy. Next to. My crayon is next to my learning buddy. Say, my crayon is next to my learning buddy. Or, if it's something else, name what it is. Okay. Put your ruler below your learning buddy. Ooh, below. This is why Mabel is sitting up. So I don't have to use both of my hands and put them in front of my face and then you can't see me. If you don't have something to set your learning buddy on, how are you gonna put it below? You might just pick up your learning buddy. Take a look. My ruler is below Mabel. Below. You're gonna say, my ruler is below my learning buddy. Very good. Last one, pencil. Put your pencil behind your learning buddy. Behind your learning buddy. My pencil, you can see it a little bit peeking out here. My pencil is behind Mabel. Now I can't turn Mabel, then it wouldn't be behind anymore. But look, look how it disappears. I'm behind Mabel. See, it's on the back side of Mabel. Say, my pencil is behind my learning buddy. Great job. Okay, we can put those things away. Mabel, you can come down. I know that's uncomfortable. All right, now we're gonna look at some pictures and we're going to describe where things are using position words. So the first picture we're gonna look at is some trash cans and we're gonna describe each trash can and where the leaf is. Are you ready? Here we go. Let's look at this first trash can right here. This one right here. Where is the leaf in relation to this trash can? I'm gonna say it's under and it's just poking out. So say the leaf is under the trash can. Your turn. The leaf is under the trash can. Okay, let's look at this one. Where is the leaf? The leaf is above. Say it in a sentence. The leaf is above the trash can. Okay, let's look at the Dalmatian dogs. Right here. Where is the ball? I heard someone say, did you hear it, Mabel? Oh, it was so good, wasn't it? I see the ball is behind the dog. The ball right here is behind the dog. Oh, that was excellent. What about this dog, this puppy? Where is the ball? The ball is in front. The ball is in front of the dog. Oh, let's look down here. The person in the orange shirt, where are they in relation to this person here in the middle? The person in the orange shirt is, oh, you could use either. I heard some people say next to, and some people say beside. That would work. The person in the orange shirt is next to the person in the middle. What about the dog? The dog is next to the person in the middle. Okay. Look at the last picture. The school bus. Where is the bird? The bird is above the school bus. Where is the sign? Now think about what the front of a school bus is. Is this the front of a school bus? No. The front of the school bus is the part that goes forward. So where's the sign? The sign is in front of the school bus. Very good. Okay, now, Mr. Kevin, I need you to zoom in on my whiteboard. Here's my whiteboard. All right. Perfect. We'll be right there. How about that? Friends, I would like you to draw a house. And I would like you to draw a door on the front of the house. Okay. Now I would like you to draw a sunshine above the house. Draw a sunshine above the house. Draw a tree next to the house. Draw rocks under the house. Great job. All right, back to our PowerPoint, Mr. Kevin. Where is the paint can? Where is the paint can? It's under the clock. Where is the tissue box? The tissue box is in front of the book. Great job, friends. Your homework today is to do page 263 and 264. There are some things that you need to read underneath the pictures. So you're going to need a grown-up to read those directions for you, and you're going to circle the pictures and the items it tells you to circle. Today, we learned to use position words to describe where an object is. We put items below, we put items above, we put items beside, we put items in front of, and we use the words below, above, in front of, and beside to describe where objects were. Kiss your brains. So you are going to need, for your lesson with Miss Oslin, a pencil, a learning notebook, and your learning buddy. If you would like to send us a note or a drawing or some of your work here at the TV classroom, here's the information you need to send us whatever it is you'd like to show us. So our email is on top and our address is on the bottom, and we would love to hear from you. You're going to have your break, gather your materials for Miss Oslin, and then be ready to learn for her when your break is over. Have a great day, kindergartners, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.
Greetings, astronaut cadets. This is your commanding officer reporting to you from Space Command. Today, we will be traveling to and exploring the moon. We call this mission Space Jump. Here's how it works. Number 1, complete each of the 4 levels by reaching the star coin. 2, when you see me run, you run. 3, when you encounter an object coming towards you, you will need to either dodge, duck, dip, dive, or dodge in order to safely complete each level. And number 4, have fun. Good luck, cadets! Let's run.
Hi, kindergartners. Welcome back from your break. Well done showing responsibility by gathering your materials and having them ready to go. For now, just put your materials off to the side and let's review what your job and my job are when we come together today and every day for our literacy lessons. Your job is to listen, share, read, and write. We remember to show active listening. Let's practice saying this and doing the motions together so that we can remind our bodies what it should be doing right now. Eyes watching, ears listening, voice quiet, body still. And sometimes, even though we're having active listening posture, which is how we hold our bodies, we still need to remind our brains to focus. You might notice as I'm teaching today that your brain might start to think about something other than what I'm saying or doing. That is okay. We all get distracted or start to think about something else. And if you find that you are, just give yourself some positive, gentle reminders to focus, self-focus. We are learning how to find a space for your independent learning. Now, you are probably learning from your teacher at school all about how to set up your space and gather your materials when you are at school. Today, I want to teach you and show you how to set up your space and gather your materials when you're not at school. You might be at home. You might be at Y-Care. You might be at another daycare or at a neighbor or an auntie's house. You might have older siblings at home with you. Wherever you are, the routines and the procedures, which is what we do and how we do it to get ready for working by yourself, are pretty much the same. I also want to tell you that there's a way that you can set up your space so that you can focus. You might remember what my space looks like. This is my office space, and it's right over there. And it has all the materials that I need. It has my computer, it has my pens, my notes, my coffee, my hand sanitizer. It has tissues, and that's where I sit and work. And you'll notice that I have a nice comfortable chair. You'll notice that there's plenty of light so that I can see. Now, when you set up your workspace, you're going to want the same things. Now, Mabel was practicing, setting up her workspace for her independent learning. And let's see what we think about her workspaces. She has 3 different pictures there. Now, in the first one, it's really rather hard to see, even though I kind of see Mabel and I kind of see her supplies, but there's not enough light. So that's not the best workspace for her. The second one, I can clearly see Mabel. I can clearly see all of her supplies, but I'm noticing that her supplies are kind of scattered all about. That's going to make it very difficult for her to get her work done if she has to get up to go get her crayons, and get up and go get her paper, and get up and go get her pencil. That's not very efficient, which means using our time wisely. Now, the third picture shows Mabel with her materials close by and well organized. There's a light, and she looks comfortable. Those are the things we need to think about. Is your space comfortable? Do you have your materials? Do you have light so you can see? And I would say that that third picture with the green check mark is a ding, ding, ding. That's a winner. Now, your workspace at home can look very different at home or at daycare or wherever you are. Your space outside of your classroom can look very different depending on what you have available and what feels good for you. You need to think about, do you work best sitting at a desk with a chair? Or would you work better sitting on the ground or on a beanbag chair if you have that, or outside. That's where you need to talk to your adult and ask them to help you find a space where you can have your materials, you can be comfortable, and you can have plenty of light. Now, I want to show you the materials that you will need when you are doing writing at home. Now, I have on my desk all my materials. So I want to show you how I already have them gathered, and I'm going to have them organized so I can actually use them when I'm doing my independent work, which means when I'm working by myself. So I have my whiteboard and my marker and my eraser, if I need those. So they're here. And then I also have, my marker wants to roll away. For writing, I'll probably need crayons. I have 2 pencils because I noticed that one of my pencils was getting dull. And if I'm in the middle of writing and I have all of these thoughts that I really want to get out on paper and my pencil stops working, I don't want to have to get up to go sharpen it or find another one. So I just have them here ready to go for when I need them. And I have my crayons, and whatever writing notebook you have, it might look like this one. It might look like this, where it has a box and lines. Whatever you have, whatever materials you got from your teacher for writing, you want to make sure that you have them and they are organized with you in your workspace. Now, you will also be doing independent reading, which means you're going to need books to read. And we did some thinking about making sure that you have books that look interesting to you, that you know that you can read for a longer and longer period of time. So I have some books ready to go. So when I go to do my independent reading or my independent writing, I have them ready in my space. I have 1, 2, 3, I have 4 different books here. And before I sat down to read, I make sure that they're books that I'm interested in reading. And we'll learn more about who you are as a reader going forward. For now, you look at the cover and you can look through a couple of the pictures and see, oh my goodness, this book has thread in it. That would have distracted me during my independent reading. Look at the pictures and just think, does this look interesting to me? Would I like to spend some more time looking at this book? And if it is, then it's a good fit, good choice for you to have for your independent reading. Now, we talked about how to find your workspace, make sure it's comfortable, it's well lit, and has your materials. We talked about what materials look like that you might need depending on whatever it is that you're working on. Now, we are going to read a new book today. And while we read this new book, I want you thinking about you as a writer, because we're talking about your independent writing. And notice how our characters has materials and how our character uses those materials to get all of their thoughts out onto paper. This book is called Bunny Cakes. It's by Rosemary Wells. It was Grandma's birthday. Max made her an earthworm birthday cake. No, Max, said Max's sister Ruby. We are going to make Grandma an angel surprise cake with raspberry fluff icing. Max wanted to help. Don't touch anything, Max, said Ruby. But it was too late. Ruby sent Max to the store with a list that said, eggs. Max wanted red-hot marshmallow squirters for his earthworm cake, so he wrote red-hot marshmallow squirters on the list. Do you see how he did that? He used red because the red-hot marshmallow squirters are red. The grocer could not read Max's writing. Eggs, said the grocer, and he gave Max eggs. Max brought the eggs home to Ruby. "Don't bump the table, Max," said Ruby. But it was too late. Ruby sent Max back to the store with a list that said, "Milk." This time, Max wrote red hot marshmallow squirters in a different way. Max hoped and hoped for his squirters, but the grocer still couldn't read Max's writing. "Milk," said the grocer, and he gave Max milk. Now, I'm noticing that Max keeps trying, and he wrote it in a different way. Max brought the milk home to Ruby. "There's a yellow line on the floor, Max," said Ruby. "You can't step over that line." But Max crossed the line anyway. Over went the flour. Ruby got out her pencil. I wonder if Ruby has her pad of paper and her pencil right by her so that she doesn't have to walk away to grab it. She's more efficient with her time, writing down what she needs from the grocer. That's what strong writers do. You have your materials ready to go so you don't have to stop what you're doing to go gather them. This time, Max wrote red-hot marshmallow squirters in the most beautiful writing he knew. Max could almost taste the marshmallow squirters. "Flour," said the grocer, and he gave Max flour. When Max got home, there was a sign on the kitchen door. "Max, the kitchen is no place for you," said Ruby. Ruby finished up her cake. Ruby has made a sign. It has a picture of Max with a red circle and a line through it. That's a form of functional writing like we've been talking about. Definitely serves a purpose to tell Max that he's not allowed in the kitchen. She baked it and cooled it and iced it with raspberry fluff frosting. "It needs something else, Max," said Ruby. "Birthday candles, silver stars, sugar hearts, buttercream roses," wrote Ruby. Meanwhile, Max had a brand new idea. He drew a picture of red-hot marshmallow squirters on Ruby's list and ran to the grocer. He could not wait. Okay, this time, what did Max do differently for the grocer to be able to read his writing? Take some think time. Turn and tell your learning buddy what you're thinking. Mabel, he drew a picture. He's not worried too much about the words if the picture can tell the grocer what he needs. "Birthday candles, silver stars, sugar hearts, buttercream roses," said the grocer. "What's this? Why, it must be red-hot marshmallow squirters." And you can tell if you look really closely at that picture where the grocer is handing Max the box, it's a picture just like Max drew. Ruby's cake looked just beautiful. Max went out and put caterpillar icing on his earthworm cake. Grandma was so thrilled she didn't know which cake to eat first. We are learning how to find a space for independent learning. This is the learning that you will do when you're not at your school with your teacher. Whatever the work is, setting up your space is pretty much the same. You just might gather different materials depending on what it is your teacher or I are asking you to do by yourself. So I'm going to show you how in my writing notebook, I am going to draw a picture and label my workspace. And this is what your independent work is going to be when you go off to your independent learning today. And then you can send a picture of your learning space to your teacher or to me, and I'll give you our information for how to send it to me when you're done. So I do not need my whiteboard and marker right now, and I do not need my independent reading books. So I can put those off to the side. I'm going to use this learning notebook that I have. I'm going to open it to the next blank page because we don't want to waste paper, right? If I skip ahead, then the next time that I go to use my writing notebook, I have to find which pages I haven't used. If I just go to the next blank page, then my writing is in order. Let's see, and I already have my materials. I have my learning buddy that I can talk to. I have my pencils, my crayons, and my writing notebook. Now, when I'm doing my writing, I always like to start with my name at the top so that when I scan this or take a picture of it to send it to, when you send it to me or when you send it to your teacher, they know who it's from. So I always start with my name, and we've been practicing being able to write our names as quickly as we can so that our brains can think about other things. Okay? And then I'm going to also add today's date, which is January 26th, 2021. Now, I'm thinking about what I'm going to write about my independent learning space. Before I ever write anything, I think it, then I speak it, then I can write it. So I'm going to think about how to find a space for my independent learning. And I'm actually going to think out loud to model for you the thinking that I'm doing so you can hear what's happening inside my brain. I remember my independent workspace needs to be comfortable. I need to have light, and I need to have my materials. So I'm thinking about, I have my comfortable chair. I have my table. This is what works for me. I have my learning buddy, Mabel, and I have all of my materials. So I'm going to picture it in my mind before I start drawing or writing. Got it. Did you see how I took time to think? I pictured it in my mind. Now I'm going to show you how I'm going to speak it. I'm going to tell Mabel what I'm going to write before I start writing. Mabel, I'm going to draw a picture of my desk with my materials. I'm going to make sure I have a picture. In my picture, I'm going to have a lamp. I'm going to draw, I'm actually going to label my materials too and make sure that you are in it because you are my learning buddy and you are one of the materials that I need to do my learning. Okay, I thought it. I spoke it, now I get to write it. So I have my table. And here's my chair. Now I need me in it, right? Gotta have myself. See, my hair. I'm smiling because I'm comfortable. Okay, now I have a lamp. And Mabel, I have to have Mabel. There's her tail. And then I'm going to have my notebook. I have to have, I'll put my pencil in my hand. And then my box of crayons. Don't forget my feet. All right. This is a picture of my independent workspace. Now that I've drawn my picture, I'm going to model labeling what's in my picture. I'm going to stretch out the words and listen for the sounds and write everything that I can hear. I'm not going to spend too much time stressing about whether or not I know a letter that goes with the sound. I just write what I know. Here we go. This is my lamp. Help me stretch this out. Lamp. Lamp. Okay. I hear l, amp, lamp. Mabel. Mabel. Ooh, I definitely hear a that's an M. Mabel. A, I hear the long A sound. Mabel. Mabel. What else would be really important to label? Me, so that my teacher knows that I'm the one doing the learning. Me. E. Me. Kindergartners, this is what your independent work is today. You're going to practice setting up your workspace. You're going to make sure that you have your materials. You're going to make sure that your workspace is comfortable, that you have plenty of light. And then, here's some other ideas. Oh no. Here's some other ideas of what your workspace might look like. Then, you need to do some thinking about what it looks like and what your materials are. You're going to talk about your ideas for what your workspace needs to look like and feel like, having your materials and how you can label your picture, and then that's what you're going to write about today and share with your teacher or with me here at TV Classroom. Also, you're going to read. You need to spend some time with your independent books to read them. Notice the picture. Think about what is interesting to you. What types of books do you like to read? Then, and I don't have our address like I said I was going to in this PowerPoint. So kindergartners, you'll notice Mrs. Oslin does not have my materials ready. So you see how important it is to make sure that everything is ready. Do you forgive me? Thank you. We all make mistakes. So you can take a picture of your work and you can scan it if it's okay with your adult, and they can email it to us here at TV Classroom. You could also send it in the mail to us, and we would love to share your pictures of what your independent learning space looks like wherever you are when you're outside of your classroom. Kindergartners, thank you so much for thinking and reading and writing with me today. We're going to end by saying our affirmation. This is the positive self-talk where we lift ourselves up before we go off to do all of that important thinking. The affirmation that you are going to tell yourself today is, I am important. Practice saying that out loud with me. I am important. Because you are. The thinking that you do and the person that you are is very important. You're important to me, you're important to Mrs. Wally, to Mr. Kevin, to your classroom teacher, to the adults and other people around you. Thank you so much again for being with me here today in our TV Classroom, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Bye.
Hey kids, we want to see your work. Just send your pictures and your stories to TV Classroom, 601 South 8th Street, Tacoma, Washington, 98405.